When shall we three meet again? In thunder, lightning, or in rain?
When the hurly-burly is done, when the battle's lost and won.
That will be ere set of sun.
Where the place?
Upon the heath.
There to meet with Macbeth.
I come, Grey Malkin.
Something's wrong.
Paddock calls.
Anon.
Fair is foul.
And foul is fair.
Hover through the fog and filthy air.
What bloody man is that?
He may report, as seemeth by his plight, of the revolt, the new estate.
This is a battle technician, who like a good and hardy soldier hath fought against my captivity. Hail, brave friend. Say to the chief the knowledge of the broil as thou didst leave it.
Doubtful it stood, as two spent swimmers that do cling together, and choke their art. The merciless MacDonwald, worthy to be a rebel for to that. The multiplying villainies of nature do swarm upon him. For brave Macbeth, well, he deserved that name, disdaining fortune with his brandished strike, which smote with bloody execution, like valor's minion carved out his passage.
Oh, valiant cousin, worthy gentleman.
Mark, chief of the South, Mark, no sooner justice had, with valor armed, compelled these skipping currents to trust their heels. But the North Lord, surveying vantage, with furbished arms and new supplies of men, began a fresh assault.
Dismayed not this our operators Macbeth and Banquo?
Yes, as fair as eagles or hare the lion. If I say sooth, I must report they were, as cannons overcharged with double cracks, doubly redoubling strokes upon the foe. But I am faint. My gashes cry for help.
So well thy words become thee as thy wounds. They smack of honor both. Go get him surgeons! Who comes here?
The worthy Thane of Ross.
Whence camest thou, worthy Thane?
From Fife, master, where the northly banners flout the sky and fan our people cold. The North Chief himself, assisted by that most disloyal traitor, began a dismal conflict, but to conclude, the victory fell on us.
Great happiness!
No more that Thane of Cawdor shall deceive our bosom interest. Go pronounce his present death, and with his former title, greet Macbeth.
I'll see it done.
What he hath lost, noble Macbeth hath won.
Where hast thou been, sister?
Killing swine.
Sister, where thou?
A sailor's wife had chestnuts in her lap, and munched, and munched, and munched. Give me, quoth I. A ripe demon, the rump-fed Roynian cries. Her husband's to Aleppo gone, master or the tiger. But in a sieve I'll thither sail, and like a rat without a tail, I'll do, and I'll do.
I'll give thee a wind.
Thou'rt,
And I another.
and I myself have all the other, and the very ports that are below, in all the quarters that they know in the shipman's card. I shall drain him dry as hay. Sleep shall neither night nor day fall upon his penthouse lid. He shall live, man forbid. Weariest nights 9 times 9 shall he dwindle, peak and pie. Though his bark cannot be lost, so it shall be tempest tossed. Look what I have.
Show me, show me.
Here I have the pilot's thumb. Rector's homeward he did go.
A drum, Macbeth doth come.
The weird sisters, hand in hand, posters of the sea and land, thus to go.
About.
Thrice to thine, and thrice to mine,
And thrice again to make up 9.
Peace. The charm's wound up.
So foul and fair a day I have not seen.
Or is it called to head station? What are these? So withered and so wild in their attire. Look not like inhabitants of the earth, and yet are on it. Live you? Or are thou aught that men may question? You seem to understand me, by each at once her chappy finger laying upon her skinny lips.
Speak, if you can. What are you?
All hail Macbeth! Hail to thee, Thane of Glamis.
All hail, Macbeth! Hail to thee, Thane of Cawdor!
All hail Macbeth, thou shalt be chief hereafter.
Why do you start and seem to fear things that do sound so fair? In the name of truth, are you fantastical? Or that indeed which outwardly ye show? My partner you greet with present grace and great prediction that he seems rapt withal. To me you speak not. If you can look into the seeds of time and say which grain will grow and which will not, speak then to me. Neither beg nor fear your favors nor your hate.
Hail!
Lesser than Macbeth and greater.
Not so happy, yet much happier.
Thou shalt get chiefs though thou be none. So all hail Macbeth and Banquo.
Banquo and Macbeth, all hail.
Say, you imperfect speakers, tell me more. The Thane of Cawdor lives, and to be chief stands not within the prospect of belief, no more than to be Cawdor. Say from whence you owe this strange intelligence, or why upon this blasted heath you stop our way with such prophetic greetings. Speak, I charge you.
The earth hath bubbles, as the water has, and these are of them. Whither are they vanished?
Into the air, and what seemed corporal melted as breath into the wind.
Are such things here as we do speak about?
Your children shall be chiefs.
You shall be chief.
And Cawdor too, whence it's not so.
The self-same tune and words. What's here?
The chief hath happily received, Macbeth, the news of thy success. And when he reads thy personal venture in the rebels' fight, his wonders and praises do content, which should be Thane or his.
We are sent to give thee from our royal master thanks, and, for an earnest of greater honor, he bade us, from him, call thee Thane of Cawdor. And so, hail, most worthy Thane, for it is thine.
What? Can the devil speak true?
The Thane of Cawdor lives.
He who was a Thane lives yet, but under heavy judgment bears that life which he deserves to lose. Treason's capital, confessed and proved, have overthrown him.
Thane of Cawdor, thanks for your pains. Two truths are told. Cannot be ill, cannot be good. If ill, why have it given me earnest of success, commencing in a truth. I am Thane of Cawdor. If good, why do I yield to that suggestion whose horrid image doth unfix my hair and make my seated heart knock at my ribs against the use of nature? Present fears are less than horrible imaginings. If chance will have me chief, why, chance may choose me without my stir. Come what come may, time and the hour runs through the roughest day.
Macbeth?
Give me your favor. My dull brain was wrought with things forgotten. Let us towards the chief. Think about what hath chanced, and at more time, the interim having waited, let us speak our free minds each to other.
Very gladly.
Till then, enough. Come.
Is execution done on Cawdor? Or not those in commission yet returned?
Sir, he confessed his treasons.
There's no art to find the mind's construction in the face. He was a soldier on whom I built an absolute trust. O worthiest cousin, more is thy due than more than all can pay.
The service and loyalty I owe, and doing it pays itself. Your rules part us to receive our duties, and our duties are to your chair and state.
Welcome hither. I have begun to plant thee, and will labor to make thee full of growing. Banquo, thou that with no less deserved, nor must be known no less to have done so, let me unfold thee and hold thee to my heart.
There, if I grow, the harvest is your own.
Sons, kinsmen, thanes, and you whose place are the nearest, know we will establish our estate upon our eldest, Malcolm, whom we name hereafter the Hand of Duncan, which honor must not accompanied in invest him only, but signs of nobleness, like stars, shall shine on all deservers, from hence to your dwellings, and bind us further to you.
I'll be myself the harbinger, and make joyful the hearing of my wife with your approach. So humbly take my leave.
My worthy Cawdor.
The Hand of Duncan. This is a step on which I must fall down, or else overleap, for in my ways lies. Stars, hide your fires, that light not see my black and deep desires. The eye wink at the hand, yet let that be, which the eye fears most, when it is done, to see.
True, Banquo, he is full so valiant, and in his commendations I am fed. It is a banquet to me. Let's after him. Whose care is gone before to bid us welcome, is a peerless kinsman.
They met me in the day of success, and I have learned by the perfectest report, they have more in them than mortal knowledge. When I burned in desire to question them further, they made themselves air, into which they vanished. Whilst I stood wrapped in the wonder of it, came missives from the chief, who all hailed me Thane of Cawdor, by which title before these weird sisters saluted me and referred me to the coming on of time with "Hail, chief that shalt be." This have I thought good to deliver thee, my dearest partner of greatness, that thou mightest not lose the dues of rejoicing by being ignorant of what greatness is promised thee. Lay it to thy heart, and farewell. Glamis thou art, and Cawdor, and shalt be what thou art promised. Yet do I fear thy nature. It is too full of the milk of human kindness to catch the nearest way. Thou wouldst be great, art not without ambition, but without the illness should attend it. What thou wouldest highly, that wouldest thou holily. Wouldest not play false, and yet wouldest wrongly win. Hie thee hither, that I may pour my spirits in thine ear, and chastise with the valour of my tongue all that impedes thee from the golden round, which fate and metaphysical age doth seem to have thee crowned withal. What is your tidings?
The chief comes here tonight.
Thou art mad to say it. Is not thy master with him, who, were it so, would have informed of preparation?
So please you, it is true, our Thane is coming. One of my fellows had the speed of him, who, almost dead for breath, had scarcely more than would make up his message.
Give him tending. He brings great news. Raven himself is horse that croaks the fatal entrance of Duncan under my battlements. Come, you spirits that tend on mortal thoughts, unsex me here, and fill me from the crown to the toe top full of direst cruelty. Make thick my blood, Stop up the access and passage to remorse, that no compunctious visitings of nature shake my fell purpose, nor keep peace between the effect and it. Come to my woman's breasts, and take my milk for gall, you murdering ministers. Whatever in your sightless substances you wait on nature's mischief. Come, thick night, and pall thee in the dunnest smoke of hell, that my keen knife see not the wound it makes, nor heaven peep through the blanket of the dark to cry, hold! Hold! Great Cardor, thy transmission have transported me beyond this ignorant present, and I feel now the future in the instant.
My dearest love, Duncan comes here tonight.
And when goes hence?
Tomorrow, as he purposes.
Never shall sun that morrow see. Your face, my Thane, is as a book where men may read strange matters. To beguile the time, look like the time, bear welcome in your eye. Your hand, your tongue, look like the innocent flower, but be the serpent under it. He that's coming must be provided for, and you shall put this night's great business into my dispatch, which shall to all our nights and days to come give solely sovereign sway and masterdom.
We will speak further.
Only look up clear. To alter favor ever is to fear. Leave all the rest to me.
This station hath a pleasant seat. The air nimbly and sweetly recommends itself unto our gentle senses.
I have observed the air is delicate.
See, our honored hostess. The love that follows us sometime is our trouble, which still we thank as love. Herein I teach you how you shall bid God ill to us for your pains, and thank us for your trouble.
All our service in every point twice done, and then double. We're poor and single business to contend against those honors deep and broad, where with your presence loads our house.
Fair and noble hostess, we are your guests tonight.
Your servants ever.
Give me your hand. Conduct me to mine host. We love him highly, and shall continue our graces towards him. By your leave, hostess.
If it were done when 'tis done, 'twere well it were done quickly. If the assassination could tremble at the consequences, and catch with his success, that but this blow might be the be-all and end-all here. But here, upon this bank and shore of time, we'll jump the life to come. But in these cases, we still have judgment here, that we but teach bloody instruction, which being taught, will return to plague the inventor. This even-handed justice commends the ingredients of our poison chalice to our own lips. He's here in double trust. First, as I am his kinsman and his subject, strong both against the deed. Then, as his host, who should against his murder shut the door, not bear the knife myself. Besides, this Duncan hath borne his faculties so meek, hath been so clear in his great office, that his virtues will plead like angels, and trumpet-tongued, against the deep damnation of taking off. In pity, like a naked newborn babe striding the blast, or heaven's cherubim, horsed upon the sightless couriers of the air, shall blow the horrid deed in every eye. Tears shall drown the wind. I have no spur to prick the sides of my intent, but only vaulting ambition, which o'erleaps itself and falls on the other. How now? What news?
He was almost supped. Why have you left the chamber?
Hath he asked for me?
No, you not, he has.
We will proceed no further in this business. He hath honored me of late, and I have bought golden opinions of all sorts of people, which would be worn now with their newest gloss, not cast aside so soon.
Wast thou drunk, wherein you dress yourself? Hath it slept since? And wakes it now to look so green and pale at what it is so freely? From this time such I account thy love. Art thou afraid to the same as thy own act and valour as thou art in desire? Wouldest thou have that which thou esteemest the ornament of life, and live a coward in thine own esteem, letting I dare not wait upon I would, like the poor cat in the adage?
Prithee, peace. I dare do all may become a man, who dares do more is none.
What beast was it, then, that made you break this enterprise to me? When you durst do it, then you were a man. And to be more than what you were, you would be so much more the man. No time, no place did then adhere, and yet you would make both. They have made themselves, and that their fitness now does unmake you. I have given suck, and know how tender 'tis to love the babe that milks me. I would, while it was smiling in my face, have plucked my nipple from his boneless gums and dashed the brains out. Had I so sworn as you have done to this.
If we should fail.
We fail! But screw your courage to the sticking place, and will not fail. When Duncan is asleep, where to the rather shall his day's hard journey soundly invite him. His 2 chamberlains will eye with wine and wassail, so convinced that memory, the order of the brain, shall be a fume, and the receipt of reason a limbeck only. When in swinish sleep their drenched natures lie as in a death, what cannot you and I perform upon the unguarded Duncan? What not but upon his spongy officers we shall bear the guilt of our great quell?
Bring forth men, children only, for thy undaunted metal should compose nothing but males. Will it be received when we march with blood with those sleepy 2 of his own chamber, and use their very daggers, that they have done it?
Who dares receive it otherwise? We shall make our griefs and clamour roar upon his death.
I am settled and bend up each corporal agent to this terrible feat. Away, and mock time with fairest show. False face must hide what false heart doth know.
How goes the night, boy?
The moon is down. I've not heard the alarm.
And she goes down at 12.
I take it 'tis later, sir.
There's husbandry in heaven. Their candles are all out. Take thee that too. Heavy summons lies like lead upon me, yet I would not sleep. Merciful powers, restrain in me the cursed thoughts that nature gives way to in repose. What's there?
A friend.
What, sir? Not yet at rest? The king's abed. He hath been an unusual pleasure, and sent forth great largesse to your offices. All's well. I dreamt last night of the 3 weird sisters. To you they have shown some truth.
I think not of them. Yet, when we can entreat an hour to serve, we would spend it in some words upon that business, if you would grant the time.
At your kindest leisure.
Good repose the while.
Thanks, sir. The like to you.
This is a dagger which I see before me. The handle towards my hand. Come, let me clutch thee. I have thee not, yet I see thee still. Art thou not, fatal vision, sensible to feeling as to sight? Or art thou but a dagger of the mind, false creation proceeding from the heat oppressed brain? I see thee yet, in form as palpable as this which now I draw. Thou marshals me the way that I was going, and such an instrument I was to use. Mine eyes are made the fools of the other senses. or else worth all the rest. I see thee still, and on thy blade and dungeon gouts of blood, which was not so before. There's no such thing. It is the bloody business which informs thus to mine eyes. Oh, the one half whereof nature seems dead, and wicked dreams abuse the curtained sleep. Thou sure and firm set earth, hear not my steps, which way they walk, for fear thy very stones prate my whereabouts, and to take the present horror from the time, which now suits with it. Well's I threat, he lives, words to the heat of deeds too cold breath gives. I go, and it is done. The bell invites me. Hear it not, Duncan, for it is a knell that summons thee to heaven or to hell.
That which had made them drunk had made me bold. What had quenched them had given me fire. Hark! Peace! It was the owl that shrieked. Fatal bellman, which gives the sternest good night. He is about it. The doors are open, and the surfeited grooms do mock their charge with snores. I have jot their posets, that death and nature do contend about them, whether they live or die.
Who's there? What's so?
Alack! I'm afraid they have awaked. And 'tis not done. The attempt and not the deed confounds us. Hark! I laid their daggers ready. He could not miss him. My husband.
I've done the deed. Didst thou not hear a noise?
I heard the owl scream and the crickets cry. Did you not speak?
When?
Now.
As I descended?
Aye.
This is a sorry sight.
A foolish thought to say a sorry sight.
There's one did laugh in sleep, and one cried murder. Though that they did wake the other. I stood and heard them, but they did say their prayers and address them again to sleep.
They are too large together.
One cried, God bless us, and amen the other. All as they did see me with these hangman's hands, listening their fears. I could not say amen when they did say, God bless us.
Consider it not so deeply.
But wherefore could I not pronounce amen? I in most need for blessing, and amen stuck in my throat.
These deeds must not be thought after these ways, so it will make us mad.
Methought I heard a voice cry, sleep no more. Macbeth does murder sleep. The innocent sleep. Sleep that knits up the ravelled sleeve of care. Still was cried, sleep no more. To all the house! Macbeth shall sleep no more.
Who was it that thus cried? Why, worthy Thane, you do unbend your noble strength to think so brain-sickly of things. Go, take some water, and wash this filthy witness from your hand. Why did you bring these daggers from the place? They must lie there. Go carry them, and smear the sleepy grooms in blood.
I'll go no more. I'm afraid to think what I've done. Look on again, I dare not.
Firm of purpose. Give me the daggers. The sleeping and the dead are but as pictures. 'Tis the eye of childhood that fears a painted devil. If he do bleed, I'll kill the faces of the grooms withal, for it must seem their guilt.
Whence is that noise? How to me, when every noise appalls me? What hands are here? Ah, they pluck out mine own eyes. Oh, great Neptune's ocean, wash this blood clean from my hands. No, these my hands would rather the multitudinous seas in Cardadine, making the green one red.
My hands are of your colour. But I shame to wear a heart so white. You're knocking at the south entry. Retire we to a chamber. A little water clears us of this deed. Look, be not lost so poorly in your thoughts.
To know my deed, 'twere best not know myself. Why, Duncan, with thy knocking! I wouldst thou couldst.
Here's a knocking indeed. If a man were porter of Hellgate, he should have all turning the key. Knock, knock, knock! Who's there in the name of Beelzebub? Here's a farmer that hanged himself on the expectation of plenty. Come in time! Have napkins anew about you. Here, you'll sweat for it. Knock, knock! Who's there? The other devil's name? Hey, here's an equivocator that could swear in both scales against either scale, who committed treason enough for God's sake, and yet could not equivocate to heaven. Oh, come in, equivocator! Knock, knock, knock! Who's there? Faith, here's an English tailor. Come hither for stealing on a French hose. Here, you may roast your goose. Knock, knock! Never at quiet. What are you? This place is too cold for hell. I'll devil porter it no further. I thought to have let in some of all professions that go the primrose way to the everlasting bonfire. Anon, anon, I pray you, remember the porter.
Was it so late, friend, ere you went to bed, that you lie so late?
Faith, sir, we were carousing till the second cock, and drink, sir, is a great provoker of 3 things.
What 3 things does drink especially provoke?
Marry, sir, nose painting, sleep, and pissing. Lechery, sir, it provokes and unprovokes. It provokes the desire, but it takes away the performance. Therefore, much drink may be said to be an equivocator with lechery. It takes him and it mars him. It sets him on and it takes him off. It persuades him and disheartens him, makes him stand to and not stand to. In conclusion, equivocates him in a sleep, giving him the lie, leaves him.
I believe drink gave thee the lie last night.
That it did, sir. Aye, in the very throat on me. But I requited him for his lie, and I think being too strong for him, though he took up my leg sometime, that he made a shift to cast him.
Is thy master stirring? Our knocking has awaked him. Here he comes.
Good morrow, worthy sir.
Good morrow, both.
Is the chief stirring, worthy Thane?
Not yet.
He did command me to call timely on him. I've almost slipped the hour.
I'll bring you to him.
I know this is a joyful trouble to you, but yet 'tis one.
The labor we delight in physics pain. This is the door.
I'll make so bold to call, for 'tis my limited service.
Goes the chief hence today?
He does. He did appoint so.
The night has been unruly, say, lamentings heard in the air, strange screams of death. The obscure bird clamored the livelong night. Some say the earth was feverish and did shake.
'Twas a rough night.
Oh, horror, horror, horror! Tongue nor heart cannot conceive nor name thee.
What's the matter?
Approach the chamber and destroy your sight with a new Gorgon. Do not bid me speak. See, and then speak yourselves.
What did you say? A life?
Awake! Awake! Ring the alarm bell! Murder and treason! A Banquo Donald Bane! Awake and look on death itself! Ring the bell!
What's the business? Such a hideous noise calls upon the sleepers in this house. Speak! Speak!
Oh, gentle lady, 'tis not for you to hear what I can speak. Such repetition in a woman's ear would murder as it fell. Oh, Banquo, Banquo, our master's murdered.
Oh! What? In our house?
Too cruel anywhere.
And I died an hour before this chance. I had lived a blessed time, for from this instant there's nothing serious to mortality. All is but toys.
What is amiss?
Do not know it. The spring, the head, the fountain of your blood is stopped. The very source of it is stopped.
Your royal father's murdered.
Oh, by whom?
Those of his chamber, it seemed, had done it. Their hands and faces were badged with blood. So were their daggers, which unwiped we found upon their pillows. They stared and were distracted. No man's life was to be trusted with them.
Oh, yet I do repent me of my fury, that I did kill them!
Wherefore did you so?
Who can be wise, amazed, temperate, and furious, loyal and neutral in a moment? No man! The expedition, my violent love, outran the pauser, reason. Here lay Duncan, his silver skin laced with his golden blood. There, the murderers, their daggers breached with gore. Who could refrain that had a heart to love, and in that heart courage to make loves known?
Help me, hence! Oh.
Look to the lady.
Why do we hold our tongues that most may claim this argument for ours?
What should be spoken here? Where our fate? Hidden in auger hole, may rush us, may seize us. Let's away, our tears are not yet brewed.
Nor our strong sorrow swift upon the foot of motion.
Look to the lady, and when we have our naked frailties hid that suffer in exposure, let us meet to question this most bloody piece of work to know it further. Fears and scruples shake us. Against the undivulged pretense I fight of treasonous malice.
And so do I.
So all.
Let's briefly put on manly readiness and meet in the hall together.
Well contented.
What will you do? Let's not consort with them. To show an unfelt sorrow is in all office which the false man does easy. All to the north.
To the west, I. Our separated fortunes shall keep us both the safer. Where we are, there's daggers and men smile. The nearer bloody.
This murderous shaft that's shot hath not yet lighted, and our safest way is to avoid the mean. Therefore, let us not be dainty of leave-taking, but swift away. There's warrant in that theft which steals itself when there's no mercy left.
How goes the world, sir, now?
Why, see you not?
Isn't it known who did this more damn bloody deed?
Those that Macbeth hath slain.
Gainst nature still, thriftless ambition that will raven up thy own life mean. Then 'tis most like the sovereignty will fall upon Macbeth.
He is already named and gone to be invested.
Will you hence?
No, cousin, I'll to Fife.
Well, I will thither.
Well, may you see things well done there. Adieu, lest our old robes sit easier than our new.
Thou hast it now, as the weird women promised, and I fear thou played most foully for it. Yet it was said it would not stand in thy posterity, but that myself should be the root and father of many chiefs. If there come truth from them, as upon thee, Macbeth, their speeches shine. Why, by the verities on thee made good, may they not be my oracles as well, and set me up in hope? But hush, no more.
Here's our chief guest.
If he had been forgotten, it had been as a gap in our great feast, and all thing unbecoming.
Tonight we hold a solemn supper, and I'll request your presence.
Let you command upon me, to the which my duties with the most indissoluble tie forever knit.
Fail not our feast.
Sir, I will not.
We hear our bloody cousins are bestowed north and west, not confessing their cruel parricide, filling their hearers with strange invention. Adieu, till you return at night. Goes Fleance with you?
Aye, my good lord. Our time does call upon us.
Farewell. Let every man be the master of his time, till 7 at night. To make society the sweeter welcome, we will keep ourselves till supper time alone. Sirrah, a word with you. Attend those men to our pleasure.
They are, my lord, without the palace gate.
Bring them before us. To be thus is nothing, but to be safely thus. Our fears and Banquo's safety, 'tis much he dares. There's none but he whose being I do fear, and under him my genius is rebuked. The sisters held him father to a line of chiefs, no son of mine stealing. If it be so, for his Banquo's issue have I filled my mind, for them the gracious Duncan have I murdered. Rather than so, come bathe into the list, and champion me to the utterance. Who's there? Now go to the door and stay there till we call. Was it not yesterday we spoke together?
It was, so please you, sir.
Well then, now have you considered of my speeches, how you were born in hand, how cross to the instruments who wrought with them, and all things else that who have a soul and a notion crazed, say, thus did Banquo.
You made it known to us.
Do you find your patience so predominant in your nature that you would pray, that you would let this go? Are you so gospel to pray for this good man and for his issue, whose heavy heart hath bowed you to the grave and beggared yours forever?
We are men, my liege.
I, in the catalogue, ye go for men, as hounds and greyhounds, mongrels, spaniels, curs, straws, water rugs, and demi-quos are all cleft by the name of dogs. Now, if you have a statue in the file, not in the rank of manhood, say it, and I will put that business in your bosom, whose execution takes your enemy off.
I am one, my liege, whom the vile blows and buffets of the world have so incensed that I am reckless what I do to spite the world.
And I another, so weary with disasters, tugged with fortune, that I would set my lie on any chance, to mend it or to be rid of it.
Both of you know Banquo was your enemy.
True, my lord.
So is he mine, and in such bloody business that every minute of his being thrusts against my nearest of life. And thence it is that I to your assistance do make love, masking the business from the common eye for sundry weighty reasons.
We shall, my lord, perform what you command us.
Though our lives...
Your spirits shine through you. Within this hour at the most, I will advise you where to plant yourselves. Acquaint yourself with the perfect spy the time, the moment on it, for it must be done tonight. To leave no robs or botches in the works, Fleance's son that keeps him company, whose absence is no less material to me than is his father's, must embrace the fate of this dark hour. Resolve yourselves apart.
We are resolved, my lord.
I'll call upon you straight. Abide within. Conclude it, Banquo. Thy soul's flight, if it find heaven, must find it out tonight.
Is Banquo gone from the station?
Aye, madam, but returns again tonight.
Say to the chief, I would attend his leisure for a few words.
Madam, I will.
Not bad. All's spent. For our desire is got. Without content. 'Tis safer to be that which we destroy than by destruction dwell in doubtful joy. How now, my lord? Why do you keep alone? Oh, sorriest fancies your companions making. Things without all remedy should be without regard. What's done is done.
We've scotched the snake, not killed it. She'll close and be herself, whilst our poor Malice remains in danger of her former tooth. Better be with the dead, whom we, to gain our peace, have sent to peace. Then to my nature to lie in mind in restless ecstasy. Duncan is in his grave. After life's fitful fever he sleeps well. Treason has done his worst. Nothing can touch him further.
You must leave this.
For scorpions is my mind, dear wife. Thou knowest that Banquo and his Fleance lives.
But in the nature's copy not to turn.
This comfort yet. They are assailable. There shall be done a deed of dreadful note.
What's to be done?
Be innocent of the knowledge, dearest Chuck, till thou applaud the deed. Come, stealing light, scuff up the tender eye of pitiful day, and with thy bloody and invisible hand cancel and tear to pieces the great bond which keeps me pale. Light thickens, and the crow makes wing to the rooky wood. Good things of day begin to droop and drowse, while night's black agents to their prey do rouse. Thou marvelst at my words, but hold thee still. Things bad begun make strong themselves by ill. So, prithee, go with me.
Who did bid thee join with us?
Macbeth. He needs our mistrust, since he delivers our offices and what we have to do to the direction just.
Then stand with us. The west jet glimmers with some streaks of day, now spurs the lated traveller apace, and near approaches the subject of our watch.
Hark!
Give us a light there, ho!
A light! A light!
Stand to it.
It will be rain tonight.
Let it come down.
Oh, treachery! Fly, Confleant, fly, fly, fly! Thou mayst revenge! Oh, slave!
We did strike out the light.
Was not the way?
There's one down, but the sun has fled.
We have lost best half of our affair.
Well, let's away and say how much is done.
You know your own degrees. Sit down, and first and last the hearty welcome.
Thank you, Chief.
You know your own degrees. Sit down, at first and last the hearty welcome.
Thank you, Chief.
Ourself we'll mingle with society and play the humble host. Our hostess keeps her state, but in best time we will require her sweet welcome.
Pronounce it for me, sir, to all our friends, for my heart speaks they are welcome.
See, they encounter thee with their hearts' thanks. Both sides are even. Here I'll sit in the midst. Be large in mirth, anon we'll drink a measure the table round. There's blood on my face.
'Tis been closed, then.
'Tis better thee without than he within. Is he dispatched?
My lord, his throat is cut, that I did for him.
Thou art the best of the cutthroats. Yet he is good who did the like for Fleance.
Most royal sir, Fleance escaped.
Then comes my fit again. I'd else been perfect. Oh, as the marble founded as the rock. But Banquo's safe.
Aye, my good lord, safe in a ditch he bides, 20 trenchant gashes on his forehead, the least a death to nature.
Thanks for that. There the grown serpent lies. The worm that's fled hath nature that in time will venom breed. No teeth for the present. Get thee gone. Tomorrow we'll hear ourselves again.
My husband, you do not give the cheer. The feast is sold, that is not often vouched. While 'tis a-making, 'tis given with welcome. To feed were best at home, from thence the sauce to meat is ceremony. Meeting were bare without it.
Sweet remembrance, sir. Now, good health wait on appetite, and health on both.
May't please your sit.
Here had we now our country's honour roofed, were the graced person of our Banquo present, whom may I rather challenge for unkindness than pity for mischance.
His absence, sir, lays blame upon his promise. Please it you, chief, to grace us with your company.
The table's full.
Here is a seat reserved, sir.
Where?
Here. What is it that moves you, Chief?
Which of you have done this?
What, my good lord?
Thou canst not say I did it. Never shake thy gory locks at me.
Gentlemen, rise. The chief is not well.
Sit, worthy friends. He is often thus, and had been from his youth. Pray you keep seat. The fit is momentary. Upon that, he will again be well. If much you note him, you shall offend him and extend his passion. Feed and regard him not. But you, man.
I, the bold one, that dare look on that which might appall the devil.
Oh, proper stuff. This is the very painting of your fear. This is the air-drawn dagger which you said led you to Duncan. Oh, these flaws and starts embosses to true fear would well become a woman's story at a winter's fire authorized by a grandam. Shame, self, why do you make such faces? When all's done, you look but on a stool.
Prithee, see there. Behold, look low, how say you? Why, what care I? If thou canst not speak to, If our charnel houses and graves must send those we bury back, our monument shall be the maws of kites.
What? Quite unmanned in folly!
If I stand here, I saw him!
Fie for shame!
Blood hath been shed eerie now. The time has been that when the blood were out, the man would die, and there's an end. But now they rise again, with 20 mortal murders in their head, and push us from our stools. This is more strange than such a murder is.
Sir, your noble friends do lack you.
I do forget. Do not muse with me, my most worthy friends. I have a strange infirmity, which is nothing to those that know me. Come, love and health to all. Then I'll sit down. Give me some wine, fill full. I drink to the general joy of the whole table, and to our dear friend Banquo, whom we miss, would he were here. To all and him we thirst, and all to all.
Our duties,
and the pledge. Abort! And quit my sight. Let the earth hide thee. Thy bone is perilous, thy blood is cold. Thou hast no speculation in those eyes which thou dost glare with.
Think of this, good peers, but as a thing of custom. 'Tis no other, only it spoils the pleasure of the time.
Hence, horrible shadow, unreal mockery, hence! Why? So, being gone, I am man again. Pray you, sit still.
You have displaced the mirth, broke the good meeting, would most admire disorder.
Such things be, when now I think you can behold such sights, and keep the natural ruby of your cheeks, when mine is blanched with fear.
What sights, my lord?
I pray you, speak not. He grows worse and worse. Question enrages him. At once, a good night. Stand not upon the order of your going, but go at once.
Good night, and better health attend you.
A kind good night to all.
It were blood, they say. Blood will have blood. Stones have been known to move, and trees to speak. What is the night?
Almost at odds with morning, which is which.
How sayest thou that Macbeth to dice his person at our great bidding?
Did you send to him, sir?
Here is by the way, but I will send. There's none in his house, but I keep a servant's feed. I will tomorrow, and betimes I will to the weird sisters. For now I intend to know by the worst means, the worst. I'm in blood, except in so far that, should I wait no more, returning were as tedious as go over.
You lack the season of all natures. Sleep.
Come, go to sleep. My strange and self-abuse is the initiate fear that wants hard use. We are but young indeed.
Thrice the brinded cat hath mewed.
Thrice and once the hedge pig whined. Harp your cries, 'tis time, 'tis time.
Round about the cauldron go, in the poisoned entrails throw. Toad that under cold stone days and nights has 31 sweltered venom sleeping got. Boil thou first in the charmed pot. Double, double toil and trouble. Fire, burn and cauldron bubble.
Fillet of a fenny snake, in the cauldron boil and bake. Eye of newt and toe frog, wool of bat and tongue of dog, adder's fork and blind worm's sting, lizard's leg and owlet's wing. For a charm of powerful trouble, like a hell broth boil and bubble.
Double, double, toil and trouble.
Fire, burn, and cauldron bubble. Scale of dragon, tooth of wolf, demon's mummy, maw and gulf, like the ravined salt sea shark, root of hemlock digged in the dark. finger of birth-strangled babe, ditch delivered by a drab, make the gruel thick and slab, add thereto a tiger's chaudron, for the ingredients of our cauldron.
Double, double, toil and trouble, fire, burn, and cauldron bubble.
Cool it with a baboon's blood, then the charm is firm and good.
And now about the cauldron sing, live elves and fairies in a ring, enchanting all that you put in.
By the pricking of my thumb, something wicked this way comes.
Open locks, whoever knocks.
How now, you secret, black and midnight hags? What didst you do?
A deed without a name.
I conjure you, by that which you profess, however you come to know it, answer me. Though you untie the winds and let them fight against the churches, though the yeasty waves confound and swallow navigation up, though a bladed corn be lodged and trees blown down, though the treasure of our nature's germans tremble altogether, even till destruction sicken, answer me to what I ask you.
Speak.
Demand. We'll answer.
Say, if thou wouldst hear it from our mouths, or from our masters.
Call him. Let me see him.
Pour in sow's blood that hath eaten her 9 pharaoh. Grease that's sweating from the murderer's giblet, throw into the flame. Come high or low, thyself and office deathly show.
Tell me, thou unknown power.
He will not be commanded. He knows thy thought. Hear his speech, but say thou not.
Macbeth, Macbeth, Macbeth. Beware, Macduff. Beware the Thane of Fife. Dismiss me. Enough.
Whatever thou art, for thy good caution, thanks. Thou hast taught my fear all right, but one word more.
He will not be commanded. Here's another, more potent than the first.
Macbeth, Macbeth, Macbeth. Be bloody, bold, and resolute. Laugh to scorn the power of man, for none of women born shall harm Macbeth.
Then live, Macduff. What need I fear of thee? But yet I'll make assurance double sure, and take a bond of fate. Thou shalt not live, that I may tell pale-hearted fear its lies, and sleep in spite of thunder. What is this that rises like the issue of a king, and wears upon his baby brow the round and top of sovereignty?
Listen, but speak not to it.
Be lion mettled proud, and take no care who chafes, who frets, or where conspirers are. Macbeth shall never vanquished be. To great Bonham Wood, to high Dunsinane Hill, come against him.
That will never be. Who can impress the forest with the tree unfix his earth-bound roots? Sweet battlements, good, yet my heart throbs to know one thing. Tell me, if your art can tell so much, shall Banquo's issue ever reign?
Seek to know no more.
I will be satisfied. Deny me this, and eternal curse fall on you. Let me know, why sinks cauldron? What noise is this?
Show!
Show!
Show! Oh, his eyes and grieve his heart. Come like shadows and so depart.
Yes, horrible sight. Now I see. The blood-bolted Banquo smiles upon me. What? Is this so?
Aye, sir. All of this is so. But why stands Macbeth thus amazedly?
What are they? Gone? Let this pernicious hour stand I accursed in the calendar. Come in, without air!
What's your grace's will?
Saw you the weird sisters?
No, my lord.
Came they not by you?
No, indeed, my lord.
Infected be the air whereupon they ride. Damned all those who trust them. I did hear noises in the night. Who was that come?
'Tis 2 or 3, my lord, that bring you word. Macduff is fled.
From this moment, the very firstlings of my heart shall be the firstlings of my hand. The keep of Macduff I will surprise, seize upon Fife, and give to the edge of the sword his wife, his babes, and all those unfortunate souls that trace him in their lineage. No boasting like a fool. This deed I'll do before this purpose cool. But no more sights.
What had he done to make him fly the land?
You must have patience, madam.
He had none! His flight was madness. When our actions do not, our fears do make us traitors.
You know not rather it was his fear or his wisdom.
Wisdom! To leave his wife, to leave his babes, his mansion and his titles in a place from whence himself does fly? He loves us not. He wants the natural touch of the poor wren. The most diminutive of birds will fight her young ones in her nest against the owl. All is the fear, and nothing is the love. As little is the wisdom, where the flight so runs against all reason.
My dearest coz, I pray you school yourself. But for your husband, he is noble, wise, judicious, and best knows the fits of the season. I dare not speak much further, but cruel are the times when we are traitors, and we do not know ourselves, when we hold rumor from what we fear, yet not know what we fear, but float upon a wild and violent sea, each way and move. I take my leave of you, shall not be long, but I'll be here again. Things at the world will cease, or else climb upward to what they were before. My pretty cousin, blessings upon you.
Fathered he is, and yet he's fatherless.
I am so much a fool should I stay longer. It would be to my disgrace and to your discomfort. I take my leave at once.
Sirrah, your father's dead. And what will you do now? How will you live?
Birds do, mother.
What with worms and flies?
What I get, I mean, and so do they.
Poor bird, thou'dst never fear the net nor line, pitfall nor the gin.
Why should I, mother? Poor birds they are not set for. My father is not dead for all you're saying.
Yes, he is dead. How wilt thou do for a father?
Nay, how will you do for a husband?
Why, I can buy me 20 at any market.
Then you'll buy him to sell again.
Thou speakest with all thy wit. And yet, faith, with wish enough for thee.
Was my father a traitor, mother?
Aye, that he was.
What is a traitor?
Why, one that swears and lies.
And be all traitors that do so?
All that do so are traitors and must be hanged.
And must they all be hanged that swear and lie?
Everyone.
Who must hang them?
Why, the honest man.
Then the liars and swearers are fools, for they are liars and swearers, and know to be the honest men, and hang up them.
No, God help thee, poor monkey. How wilt thou do for father?
If he were dead, you'd weep for him. If you would not, it were a good sign that I should quickly have a new father.
Poor prattler, how thou talkest.
Bless you, fair dame. I doubt some danger does approach you nearly. If you take a homely man's advice, be not found here. Hence, with your little ones. To fight you, methinks I'm too savage to worse to you without cruelty, which is too nigh your person. Heaven does preserve you. I dare abide no longer.
Whither should I fly? I have done no harm, but I remember now that I am in this earthly world where to do harm is often laudable, to do good on sometime accounted dangerous folly. Why then, alas, do I put up that womanly defense to say I have done no harm? What are these faces?
Where is your husband?
I hope in no place so unsanctified where such as thou mayest find him.
He is a traitor.
Thou lies, thou shag-haired villain!
What, you egg, young fry of treachery?
He has killed me, mother. Wait, I pray you!
What you have spoke, it may be so perchance. This tyrant, whose soul name blisters our tongues, was once thought honest. You have loved him well. He hath not touched you yet. I am young, but something you may deserve of him through me, and wisdom to offer up a weak, poor, innocent lamb to appease an angry God.
I'm not treacherous. I have lost my hopes.
Why, in that rawness left you wife and child, those precious motives, those strong knots of love without leave-taking. You may be rightly just, whatever I shall think.
Fare thee well, Lord. I would not be the villain that thou think'st for the whole space that's in the tyrant's grasp, and the rich East to boot.
Be not offended. I speak not as in absolute fear of you. I think our country sinks beneath the yoke. It weeps, it bleeds, and each new day a gash is added to her wounds. But for all this, when I shall tread upon the tyrant's head, yet our country shall have more vices than it had before, more suffer and more sundry ways than ever, by him that shall succeed.
What should he be?
It is myself, I mean, in whom I know the particulars of vice so grafted that, being opened, black Macbeth will seem as pure as snow, and the state esteem him as a lamb, being compared with my confineless harms.
Not in the legions of horrid hell can come a devil more damned than evils to top Macbeth.
I grant him bloody, luxurious, avaricious, false, deceitful, sudden, malicious, smacking of every sin that has a name. But were I chief, I should cut off the nobles for their lands, desire his jewels and his others' home. And this more having would be as a sauce to make me hunger more.
This avarice sticks deep. Yet do not fear. All these are portable with other graces, Wade.
But I have none. Nay, had I power, I should pour the sweet milk of Concord into hell, uproar the universal peace, confound all unity on earth. If such a one be fit to govern, speak. I am as I have spoken.
Fit to govern? No, not to live. O nation miserable with an untitled tyrant bloody sceptred. When shalt thou see thy wholesome days again? When that truest nature of thy throne by his own interdiction stands accursed, and as blasphemy is breed? Fare thee well. O my breast, thy hope ends here.
Macduff, rest assured this was but a test. Know in thy heart I have yet at no time broke my faith, would not betray the devil to his fellow, and delight no less in truth than life. What I am truly is thine, and my poor country's to command. Whither, indeed, before thy here approach, old Seward with 10,000 warlike men already at a point was drawing forth. Now, we'll together, and the chance of goodness be like our warranted quarrel. Why are you silent?
Such welcome and unwelcome things at once. 'Tis hard to reconcile. See who comes, my ever-gentle cousin. Welcome hither.
I know him now. Good God, betimes remove the means that make us strangers.
Sir, amen.
What's the latest grief? How does my wife?
Why, well?
And all my children? The tyrant has not battered at their peace.
No, they were well at peace when I did leave them. I have words that be howled out in the desert air, where hearing should not latch them.
What concern they? The general cause? Or is it a thee grief due to some single breast?
No, mine that's honest, but in it shares some woe, though the main part pertains to you alone.
If it be mine, keep it not from me. Quickly let me have it.
Let not your ears despise my tongue forever, which shall possess them with the heaviest sound that ever yet they heard.
I guess at it.
Your dwelling is surprised, your wife and babes savagely slaughtered.
Merciful heaven!
My children too.
Wife, children, servants, all that could be found.
I must be from thence. All my pretty ones. Did you say all? Oh, Hellkite, all? All my pretty chickens and their dam at one fell swoop.
Dispute it like a man.
I shall do so. But I must also feel it as a man. Did heaven look on and would not do their part? Oh, sinful Macduff. They were all struck for thee. Not that I am. Not for their own misdeeds, but for mine fell slaughter on their souls. Heaven rest them now.
Be this the whetstone to your sword. Let grief convert to anger. Blunt not the heart, enrage it.
Bring thou this fiend into myself. Within my sword's length set him. If he escape, heaven forgive him too.
Come, go we to the king. Our power is ready, our lack is nothing but our leave. Macbeth is ripe for shaking, and the powers above put on our instruments. Receive what cheer you may. The night is long that never finds the day.
I have 2 nights watched with you, but can perceive no truth in your report. When was it she last walked?
Since his majesty went into the field, I have seen her rise from her bed, unlock her closet, take forth the piece of paper, write on it, seal it, then return to bed almost fast asleep.
A great perturbation in nature to receive at once the benefits of sleep and do the effects of watching? In this slumbery agitation, besides her walking and other actual performances, what, at any time, have you heard her say?
That, sir, which I will not report after her.
You may to me, and 'tis mote meet you should.
Nor to you, nor anyone, having no witness to confirm my speech. Lo, you, here she comes. This is her very guise, and upon my life fast asleep. Observe her. Stand close.
How came she by that light?
Why, it is stood by her. She has light by her continually. 'Tis her command.
You see, her eyes are open.
But their senses shut.
What is it she does now? Look how she rubs her hands.
It is an accustomed action with her, the same as washing her hands. I have known her to continue this in a quarter of an hour.
Here's a spot.
Hark! She speaks! I will set down what comes from her to satisfy my remembrance the more strongly.
Out, damn spot, out, I say! 1, 2. Why, then, 'tis time to do it. Hell is murky! Fie, my lord, fie! A soldier and a feared. What need we fear? Who knows it when none can call our power to account? Yet who'd have thought the old man to have had so much blood in him?
Do you mark that?
Oh, wife. Had a wife. Where is she now? What? Will these hands ne'er be clean? No more of that, my lord. No more of that. You mar all with this starting.
Go to. You have known what you should not.
She has spoke what she should not. I am sure of it. Heaven knows what she has known.
Yes, the smell of the blood still. Oh, the perfumes of Arabia will not sweeten this little hand.
What a sigh is there! The heart is sorely charged.
I would not have such a heart in my bosom for the dignity of the whole body.
Well.
Pray God it be so.
This disease is beyond my practice, yet I have known those which have walked in their sleep who have died holily in their beds.
Wash your hands. Put on your nightgown. Look not so pale. I tell you yet again. Backward, buried. He cannot come out on his grave.
Even so?
Bed! To bed! There's knocking at the gate. Come. 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 Give me your hand. What's done cannot be undone. To bed! To bed!
Will she go now to bed?
Directly.
Foul whisperings are abroad. Unnatural deeds do breed unnatural troubles. Infected minds, God forgive us all. Look after her. So, good night. My mind she has mated, and amazed my sight. I think, but dare not speak.
Good night.
The Eastern power is near, led on by Malcolm, his uncle Seward, and the good Macduff. Revenge is burning them, for their dear causes would to the bleeding and the grim alarm excite the mortified man.
Near Burnham Wood, shall we will meet them, that way, are they coming?
What does the tyrant?
Great Dunsinane center he strongly fortifies. Some say he's mad, others that lesser hate him do call it valiant fury. But, for certain, we cannot buckle his distempered cause within the belt of rule.
Now does he feel his secret murders sticking on his hands. Now does he feel his title hanging loose about him like a giant's robe upon a dwarfish thief.
Who then shall blame his pestered senses to recoil and start, when all that is within him does condemn itself for being?
Well, march we on, to give obedience where 'tis truly owed. Meet we the medicine of the sickly wheel, and with him pour we in our country's purge every drop of us.
Or so much as it needs to do the sovereign flower and drown the weeds.
Bring me no more reports. Let them fly all. Till Burnham Wood removed to Dunsinane, I cannot taint with fear. What's the boy Malcolm? Was he not born of woman? The mind I sway by and heart I bear shall never sag with doubt nor shake with fear. The devil damn thee black, thou cream-faced loon. What's thou got, thou goose look?
There's 10,000.
Geese, villain?
Soldiers, sir.
Go prick thy face, and overread thy fear, thou lily-livered boy. What soldiers, cats, are counselor to fear? What soldiers, wave face?
The Eastern force, so please you.
Take thy face hence! Satan! I am sick at heart when I behold Satan, I say.
What is your gracious pleasure?
What news more?
All is confirmed, my lord, which was reported.
I'll fight till my bones be hacked, my flesh be hacked, stir the country round. Hang those who talk of fear. How does your patient, doctor?
Not so sick, my lord, as she is troubled with thick-coming fancies that keep her from her rest.
Cure her of that. Canst thou not minister her a mind diseased, and with some sweet oblivious antidote, cleanse that stuffed bosom of that perilous stuff which weighs upon the heart?
Therein the patient must minister to himself.
Come, sir, dispatch. If thou couldst, doctor, cast the water of my land, find her disease and purge it to a sound and pristine health. Hold off, I say. What rye and rhubarb, or what purgative drug would scur these rebels hence? Hast thou of them?
Aye, my good lord, your royal preparation makes us hear something.
Bring it after me. I will not be afraid of death and bane, till Burnham Forest come to Dunsinane.
Were I from Dunsinane away and clear, profit should hardly draw me here.
Cousins, I hope the days are near at hand that Chambers will be safe.
We doubt it nothing.
But what is this before us?
The wood of Burnham.
Let every soldier hew him down a bough and bear it before him. Thereby shall we shadow the number of our host and make discovery air and report of us.
I'll see it done.
The time approaches. But will with due decision make us know what we shall say we have and what we owe. Thoughts speculative, our unsure hopes relate, but certain issue strokes must arbitrate, towards which advance the war.
Hang out our banners on the outward walls. The cry is still. They come. Our fortress strength will laugh with siege to scorn. Here let them lie, till famine and ague eat them up. What is that noise?
It is the cry of women, my good lord.
I've almost forgot the taste of fears. The time has been, my senses would have cooled to hear a night's shriek. And my fell air, would that a dimsel treaties rouse and stir as life were in it. I've supped with horrors, direness, familiar to my slaughterous thoughts, cannot once start me. Wherefore was that cry?
Your lady, my lord, is dead.
She should have died hereafter. There would have been a time for such a word. Tomorrow, and tomorrow, and tomorrow creeps in this petty pace from day to day, for the last syllable of recorded time, and all our yesterdays have lighted fools the way to dusty death. Out, brief candle! Life's but a shadow walking, a poor player, struts and frets his hour upon the stage, and then is heard no more. 'Tis a tale told by an idiot. Oh, sound and fury, signifying nothing. Now, comest, use thy tongue, thy story quickly.
Gracious, my lord, I should report that which I say I saw, but know not how to do it.
Well, say, sir.
As I did stand my watch upon the hill, I looked toward Burnham, and anon methought the wood began to move.
Liar and slave!
Let me endure your wrath, if it be not so. Within this 3 mile may you see it coming, I say, a moving grove.
If thou speakest false, upon the next tree thou shalt hang, till famine cling thee. Fear not, till Burnham wood do come to Dunsinane, and now a wood comes to Dunsinane, arm in arm, and out. If this which he avouches does appear, there is nor flying hence nor tarrying here. I gin to be wary of the sun, and wish the estate of the world were none undone. Ring the alarm bell, blow wind, come rack, at least we'll die with harness on our back.
Now, near enough, your leafy screens throw down and show like those you are. You, worthy uncle, shall with my cousin, your right noble son, lead our first battle. Worthy Macduff and we shall take upon what else there means to do, according to our order.
Hear you well. Do we but find the tyrant's power tonight, let us be beaten if we cannot fight.
Sound all our trumpets, give them all breath, those clamorous harbingers of blood and death.
They tied me to the stake. I cannot fly, but bear-like. I must fight the course. What's he that was born of woman? Of such a one am I to fear, or none.
What is thy name?
Thou'lt be afraid to hear it.
No, though thou call'st thyself a hotter name than any is in hell.
My name's Macbeth.
The devil himself could not pronounce a title more hateful to mine ear.
Nor more fearful.
Thou liest, abhorred tyrant, and with my sword approve the lie thou speakest.
Thou was born of woman, but swords I smile at, weapons laugh to scorn, brandished by man that of a woman born.
That way the noises. Tyrant, show thy face. If thou beest slain and with no stroke of mine, my wife and children's ghosts will haunt me still. I cannot strike at wretched kerns whose arms are hired to bear their staves. Either thou, Macbeth, or else my sword with an unbattered edge I sheathe again undeeded. There thou shouldst be. By this great clamor one of greatest note seems brooded. Let me find him, fortune, and more I beg not.
This way, my lord. The castle's gently rendered, the tyrant's powers on both sides do fight, the noble thanes do bravely in the war, the day almost itself professes yours, and little is to do.
We have met with foes that strike beside us.
Enter, sir, the castle.
Why should I play the part of the Roman fool, and dine on mine own sword? Well, as I see lives, the grasses do better upon them.
Turn, hellhound, turn!
Of all men else I've avoided thee, but get thee back! My soul is too charged with blood of thine already.
I have no words for thee. My voice is in my sword. Thou bloodier villain than terms can give thee out!
Thou losest labor, as easy mayst thou the entrenchant air with thy keen sword impress, as make me bleed. Let thy blade fall on vulnerable crests. I bear a charmed life, which must not yield to one of woman born.
Despair thy charm, and let the angel whom thou still hast served tell thee. Macduff was from his mother's womb untimely ripped.
Cursed be the tongue that tells me so, for it coweth my better part of man. And be these juggling fiends no more believed, that palter with us in double sense, that keep the word promised to our ear, and break it to our hope. I'll not fight with thee.
Then yield thee, coward, and live to be the show and gaze of the time. We'll have thee, as our rarer monsters are, painted on the pole, and under it, here may you see the tyrant.
I will not yield. To kiss the ground before young Malcolm's feet, and to be baited with the rabble's curse. Though Burnham would be come to Dunsinane, and thou oppose it, being of no woman born, yet I will try the last. Before my body I lay my warlike shield. Lay on, Macduff, and damned be him that first tries. Hold! Enough!
I would the friends we miss were safe arrived.
Some must go off, and yet by these I see so great a day as this is cheaply bought.
Macduff is missing, and your noble son.
Your son, my lord, has paid a soldier's debt. He only lived but till was a man, the which no sooner had his prowess confirmed in the unstreaking station where he fought, but like a man he died.
Then he is dead?
I am brought off the field. Your cause of sorrow must not be measured by his worth, for then it hath no end.
Had he his hurts before?
I on the front.
Why then, God's soldier be he. Die as many sons as I had heirs, I would not wish them to a fairer death. And so his knell is knolled.
He is worth more sorrow, and that I'll spend for him.
He's worth no more, than say he parted well and paid his score. And so God be with him. Here comes newer comfort.
Hail, chief, for so thou art. Behold! Where stands the usurper's cursed head, the time is free. I see thee, compassed in thy kingdom's pearl. That speak my salutation in their minds, whose voices I desire aloud with mine. Hail, chief of all lands! Hail!
My thanes and kinsmen, what's more to do, which would be planted newly with the time by the grace of grace, we will perform in measure, time, and place.
When shall we three meet again? Thunder, lightning, or in rain?
When the hurly-burly's done, when the battle's lost and won,
That will be a set of sun.
Where the place, where the place, where the place, where the place.